between these two different keywords, science and environment. You might feel that those two words are like completely different, right? For science, it's like technically the topic that you learn about biology, chemistry, or physics. Whereas for environment, it's a word that describes what is surrounding you, both living things and non-living things. You might feel that those two cannot be related to each other. And this is a question that I created myself when I was young. And I would like all of you to join my journey to find what would be the correct answer of the question I have asked you in the beginning, right? Okay, so let's get started from knowing who am I. I'm just an ordinary student who learns to travel with a natural attraction when I have free time because it makes me relax, right? And it makes me happy when I just experience any kind of the problems. When I go to the natural places, it makes me happy. Yeah, so this is one thing that I learned. And moreover, I'm just as one who learned a science because these subjects make me to learn the relationship of things, knowing something, knowing the relationship of the occurrence of what's happening in the world. So this is my passion is about the environment and science. So it's come to the first thing that I would like to see the relationship by just match it together, environmental and the science together. So it comes with the first innovation is a mushrooming material from the mimosa float and water hyacinth. And at that time, I can experiment those kind of the results that I have explained here, so we can see the relationship of each other by having the problem of the science and having a problem of environment joined together in order to find some innovation. But I also have the question, is it my personal curiosity, because I love questions, to ask more, is there any situation or is there any example that we can see the relationship without any intention? So I just explore more and it came to the opportunity that I joined some field trip in Japan. I was selected as a Thai youth representative joining the program in Tokyo, Japan, and I learned about biodiversity and environmental conservation methods. And at that time, I have explored one of the company we call TEDxKMUTT in cleanation plant in Tokyo. This has a very amazing of the waste management. By this, as you can see in the screen right here, the end of the cycling of the process, they have some flag called as the fly ash. So what is actually fly ash? You might not heard about it. It's like a small particles that we can put to the cement in a construction material in order to save cost and save the world. Because the cement production is cause a lot of the carbon emission. So this is the reason why I see that it's very amazing that we can try to turn waste to the new values, and waste is not waste anymore. But I just seeing this like examples, and I also ask myself and question to the company, what is the key success of this kind of implementation? It just came from the idea of the researcher in the company, or it came from the technology in the company that provided. But those two is not the main that I have observed. The thing is that, did you know that? What is that? The importance of the successful of doing something in environment. It is humans. Yes, you heard correctly. It's human or people that we are living nowadays in the world. Because that, as you can see right here, people is the source that produce the waste. And we use those things nowadays, like a lot of packaging, a lot of materials, and it have different properties. If you not separate it correctly or properly, it might cause any environmental problem, air pollution or PM 2.5. Therefore, in Japan, we have some role model that try to analyze on how to manage and how to separate the waste based in the order of the day. For instance, in Monday, you are allowed to throw away just only the glass materials. If you just accidentally put some plastic bottle inside the bag here, you need to pay a fine. This policy or regulation has been driven long times ago, and it shows that we can try to learn something from these best practices, that people have awareness on how to do something in environment. So this is one thing that I just think an inspiration and has been done me for a long time, come to the pivotal change when I was the civil engineering student in KMUTT. At the time, I need to make a decision. What would be the topic of my thesis or research that I need to do about? I have passion on how to bring some kind of waste in order to turn it to be the valuable things for the construction material. I just accidentally walk around my house and observe what is going on. And I found that for the waste tire that I use for planting, it has some component inside. So let me show you something here. This is a cross-section of the tire. As you can see, it's not 100% of the rubber, but it contains of other component as well. Because inside it contains a lot of steel fiber. Yes, you heard correctly. It is a steel fiber that we can do something in civil engineering work. Why? Why means you do something about steel fiber? As you can see for the problem nowadays that you have seen, like some kind of the cracking on the concrete pavement, it might be difficult to solve and it occurs from the traffic condition. When the car passes through many times with a heavy load, it occurs like a cracking because it loss of interaction of the concrete surface. Therefore, normally in the existing methods, we use the commercial steel fiber. So it's just steel fiber adding to the concrete in order to make a strong consideration, strong of the interaction of the concrete surface. And then it can reduce those kind of problems. So that came to my idea that I would like to concern and study what would be the performance of recycled steel fiber from waste type in construction of concrete pavement. And the result found that it can be applied into that application for the public park and a lightweight vehicle. So this finding is like some kind of inspiration that I can think that we can bring waste and turn to be the new value without any pushing it, because try to study with the science. And let's get back from what I have explored and explained to you very long here. So begin from the first that I interested with about science and environment, come to the research, because I have questions. I ask the question and try to question myself with the thing that I don't know before, or just satisfy my curiosity. I would like to know something, what is inside of the waste type. I just go and see it like that. And it turned out to be something that you see, and I just explained to you right now. And this is just some of the relationship of different things, science and environment. But during my life, during my journey, I can explore that it's not limited to only those two components that I mentioned. It overcomes those things, and it comes to the different things that I never think about. How to relate environmental, science, and art all together. I cannot imagine on how the research can be taken in part of art, because I'm not like drawing, right? So of course, when I just tell my story like this from what I did the research to the alumni groups of the Power Green Camp, the environmental camp that provide the opportunity for me to travel and see what is the innovation in Japan. So they select this story that I try to bring the waste to the real story. And display myself in the art gallery called as Portrait of Passion. An art gallery that was held last year in order to gather our inspiration and of the people and display in terms of the picture. So those two images called as the planet announcer. So this is myself. So let's go a little bit closely, and as you can see right here, this is myself, right? I just climbed to the hill of the West Thai here in Saraburi province, a very big hump. And then I just go there and use a microphone that represents I trying to tell others that the West Thai is not waste anymore. We can turn to be the new benefit if we try to question more, try to relate what's different from what we are studying right now. It can show you something, some idea right here. However, when we do something, and if we have some good intention to change the world and conserve our environment that we are living with, we have some kind of this feeling. What do you think what I feel right here? I feel very tired, right? So because I just do the research alone, it doesn't mean that I do myself alone, but I would like to say thank you very much for all the teammates and advisors to make it complete together for the cooperation. But what I mean by do it alone, this do it alone meaning that it's like relatively small compared to the population in the world. Therefore, it will be some complicated that I tell today, but let me give some basic example. I have the two shops, then I have two options for you. Which one do you like, A or B? Which one do you like A? Can you raise your hand? Okay, all right. Who like B? Oh, thank you very much for your cooperation. So like we have two mindsets right now. Let me change. I have two items as well, but I would like to remove the second one out. Again, which one do you like? Would you like A? Can you raise your hand? Oh, you love minimal tone, right? Exactly. Okay. What about B then? Can you raise your hand? Oh, you might have been changed a lot, right? So why is changed like this? So let me give you some explanation why I give some example right here. Let's get back here. The white shoe that represent for doing nothing is doing nothing. But for the B here, if we have some small pixel, a small dot of the color that represent by doing something by someone. Yes, of course, it's colorful, but it's not powerful. Then what about this? This is a different color and different kind of tone. We also have white, which is the doing nothing, and we also have different color that represent doing something different from the normal life. You have heard the word of the new normal when it's experienced for the COVID-19 pandemic situation. But right now, in the way that you are thinking about the world and we are going to conserve the world become better, this is one thing that I would like you to concern. All of you look like a small pixel in these very beautiful shoes. You just do something different from others they didn't do. For example, as you can see here, the orange one can be some kind of a research, the pink one can be some kind of art or inspiration. You can give a speech or you can tell to each other to change the world become better. Depends on your background and depends on your mindset. Doesn't matter that you are expert or not, just try to do what you like and adapt a little bit for your daily routine. I would like you to give some idea for you. So normally when I have a lunch, I have the dinner or every meal, after finish a meal, I just use the tissue paper to wipe my mouth. And after this tissue paper that I already used, I try to clean the dish before I go to the dishwashing in order to reduce a fat and oil grease problem for the drainage system to ensure water quality. This is very simple thing, and I didn't see anyone do. This is the one thing that you can do. Just make a small pixel become together, colorful and powerful. So this will be the very powerful method that you can try to link yourself with the new situation. The world has changed too far, and I need to adapt ourselves to the new normal life. The new normal where the world is the one that we have, so we need to adapt our routine, our life, concern more about environment. So as you can see here, this is your choice that you need to make this decision, whether you would like to select the right world or left world, right? So of course, you might have the different colors, of course, in the right-hand side. So this is one thing that I would like you to address here. And to conclude all of my speech here, it will be not powerful if we didn't take any action to improve the world. Just believe yourself, make it happen, and if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Thank you very much.